All right, children. Now we will be discussing the matching of blood groups. Suppose we ever are hospitalized. Suppose I am hospitalized and I need blood, and my blood group is O positive. That means I am not having any antigen in my RBC surface, and apart from that, I do have that extra antigen present, that is Rh factor. So my blood group becomes O positive. Right, children? Let us see, what are the compatible blood groups, and you have to look to this picture now, and I have to select a color here. My favorite is purple. Okay, so just see that I have made a chart here. Blood group on left side, the blood groups are there. Then you see the antigen present on the RBC. Then which blood groups would be reacting? What are those blood groups to which we will show reaction, right? Whom we can donate and from whom we can receive. This is a chart to understand, right? Let us talk one by one. First of all, blood group A. That means on the RBC surface, the antigen present is A. So you have written the antigen A here. If A is not matched with A, there will be a problem. In my previous video, I told you that this antigen has to be matched with A only, so that the body recognizes that okay, whatever blood is coming in is actually familiar with own blood, right? So there should be a matching of antigen. That means if we try to mismatch, suppose we try to infuse blood group B to this, in that case the RBCs would clump together, right? This way the RBCs would clump together. You call this process as agglutination. The spelling of agglutination is agglutination. Clumping of RBC is a simple word. Agglutination of RBC slightly complex but means the same. Okay, so blood group A, that means antigen A on the surface of RBC, and if it is not matched, that means the antibodies, your body will start reacting and showing antibody production against B, because B doesn't match with A, right? Whom we can donate? Obviously, a person with blood group A can donate to A, that's the same match, or he can also donate to AB, because in that case at least one A would be able to identify the A you are transfusing in. So nothing is there which is not recognized, and there will not be formation of any antibody in this case, right? So A and AB, these are the two groups to which blood group A can donate, and blood group A can receive from exactly antigen A, because this is the antigen body identifies, but along with it is O. What is the reason for accepting O? Children, O has an RBC which does not contain any antigen over its surface. So if it is introduced into the body, your body will not be having anything to fight back against, isn't it? You are not having any enemy here to which your body shows production of antibodies. That's why O never reacts with any blood group. It can be donated to all the blood groups because it does not have any antigen. Therefore, the body never fights with O because of the lack of enemy, lack of antigen present, because body always reacts to the external antigen. When antigen is not there, your body will not be showing any reaction, right, children? So two blood groups are there from which A can receive. Similarly, on the same logic only, you will go with B. B will be having the antigen B, that means it will be producing antibodies against A. B can donate to B and AB because half of the factor is identified, right? And B will receive from B and O. I have already given you a reason for O. A and B, these are the exact matches, and O, because it lacks any antigen, that's why the body never reacts with O, right? AB is a mixture. That means both the antigens are present on the surface. Therefore, if you try to infuse A, it will identify it. If you try to infuse B, it will identify, right? It will not react. But it can donate to AB only. Okay? And it can receive from A, it can receive from B, it can receive from AB. Fine, children? The last one here is O. O doesn't have any antigen. That means here antigen is nil or 0, right? Antibody, since it doesn't have any antigen, if you try to infuse A, it will take it as a stranger and start producing antibodies. If you try to infuse B, stranger, it doesn't recognize either A or B because it doesn't have any, right? In that case, against both the blood groups, or maybe AB, it will not be accepting any of the blood groups because it will not be recognizing any of the antigen, right? But O can donate to all but receive from O only, provided RH factor is to be matched. Always remember this, RH factor is to be matched, right, children? So just understand that matching of the blood group I have already told you, and now we will be proceeding with this topic, RH compatibility here. Children, I have just told you that apart from matching the blood groups, we also have to match the RH factor. If one person is RH positive, the other one should be either RH positive or RH negative, no problem. It's just that you just understand that RH, I'll show you this in this picture. Just see this picture. Let me make myself enable. Okay, so what happens here, before you go with the picture, if patient A and patient B2 are there, patient A is RH positive, so he can be given an RH positive blood group or maybe RH negative. Negative means not, this factor is not present, right? And if this factor is not present, even then A will not be reacting because the enemy is not present, right? So if a person is RH positive, he can be transfused with both types of blood, positive and negative. But if a person is RH negative, in that case he can never be transfused with positive. No, because when you try to, suppose if this is A negative, just hold on, let me clear this. You'll get confused otherwise. You just understand that if this is a person with A negative blood group, and if you are trying to infuse A positive, so A is matching but the RH factor is not matching here, right? This blood group contains an extra antigen, whereas this one does not contain. So if you try to infuse A positive into A negative will take this extra antigen as something external and will start producing antibodies against this RH factor, right, children? So must understand this, two cases are always there. An RH positive patient can take the blood from both types, RH positive and RH negative, whereas RH negative person cannot receive blood from RH positive. He can only take the blood from RH negative. Reason behind is RH negative patient will be taking that positive factor as an antigen and will start reacting to it. Okay. So I hope you understand now what do you mean by RH compatibility, and here you have to learn that RH compatibility with respect to, just hold on, RH compatibility with respect to two conditions, either blood transfusion when a patient needs blood, what are the conditions which are taken care of when the blood is transfused. I have just told you what are the conditions that we need to take care of, but more complicated is the case of pregnancy, right? I have drawn here two cases, if you can see, just hold on. I have drawn here two cases, case 1 and case 2. And what is the specification? The outer circle shows a pregnant mother, right? and this orange circle is the fetus growing within the body of the mother, right? The baby growing within the body of the mother. Let me specify the case. Mother is Rh positive and the fetus is Rh negative, right? That means mother has an extra factor on her RBC surface, but the fetus does not have that extra factor on the RBC surface. But there will not be any complication here, because when you will be studying reproductive system, you will come to know that the mother's blood and the baby's blood would never come in contact. It's just that the capillary of the mother and the capillary of the fetus, they are so close that the diffusion takes place for nutrients and all, but the blood never comes in contact. And if the blood is not coming in contact, there is no chance of passing of this positive antigen in the fetus body. So everything is fine and the delivery becomes normal. Such cases where the mother is Rh positive and the fetus is Rh negative, such cases never cause problem. But the problem arises when case 2 is encountered, where mother is Rh negative and fetus is Rh positive. That means fetus has that extra antigen in his RBC surface. Right? What happens? If you can see, the first delivery is normal, complications may arise in second. What happened, children? You need to listen to me very carefully here, that during first delivery, basically what is needed for the antibodies to be produced inside the mother? I mean, what is needed so that the mother's blood starts reacting, because she is Rh negative here. The only condition when she would react is if she comes in contact with Rh positive. As of now, I have told you that fetus blood never comes in contact with the mother's blood. Therefore, the first delivery is normal. What happens thereafter? Suppose in the first delivery, we always know that surgical processing is there. When the fetus is delivered, at that time the cord through which it is connected to the mother, that umbilical cord is cut or incised. During that surgery or during that cutting and ligation, if there by any chance even a few drops of baby's blood come in contact with the mother's blood, in that case, children, your mother's blood would straight away take it as an antigen and will prepare antibodies against. Right? Understand this fact, that followed by deliveries, if the same case arises where the fetus is Rh positive, right? Suppose this is the second case of delivery and the fetus is again Rh positive, but now initially in first delivery mother was not having any antibodies, she was not having any, but during the first delivery she produced. By any chance, if she came in contact with the blood of the fetus which was Rh positive, in that case she started producing antibodies against, and for that reason only, in second delivery, if the fetus is Rh positive, the mother, while transferring nutrients and oxygen to the baby, she will also transfer antibodies. Remember, the blood never comes in contact, but the antibodies can be transferred to the fetus just like nutrition and oxygen. So there may be a chance of problem in the second and followed by deliveries. Why? Because the mother has already prepared antibodies against Rh positive factor during her first delivery. But this is not happening every time. This is just a mistake by any chance if the blood comes in contact. Otherwise, it's not a big problem. But if suppose these Rh incompatibility cases arise, in that case, now you have to note down the name of the disease. The name of the disorder becomes erythroblastosis fetalis. Erythroblastosis fetalis. This is due to Rh incompatibility between the mother and the fetus. Right, children? Here your today's content and your first part of circulatory system ends formally, and I will try to give you a few questions on the content I have taught you today. Please revise the content properly and let me know if you are finding any problem. Thank you so much.